Chosen one. Listen carefully. This moment is not random. Heaven itself has arranged it so that your spirit would pause, awaken, and remember who you truly are. You have felt it rising in your chest, the pull, the pressure, the sense that something is shifting. November 29th is not a simple date on the calendar. It is the doorway of destiny, a divine checkpoint written long ago in the scroll of your life. You have walked through seasons that broke others, yet you are still standing. You have been misunderstood, underestimated, even abandoned. But that was all part of the refining process. Heaven has been stripping away every counterfeit layer that could not enter the next phase. You have been hidden, but not forgotten. You were being prepared for the unveiling. As the Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. This is that moment. The new thing God promised. The shift that begins on November 29th is not coming from outside of you. It is rising from within. Heaven has been stirring your waters, training your discernment, refining your endurance. Every delay, every detour, every closed door was part of divine design. You were not being punished, you were being positioned. You thought you were standing still, but in truth, the Spirit was aligning you. Every rejection redirected you. Every heartbreak clarified your heart. You were being emptied so that heaven could fill you without mixture. The breaking was never to destroy you. It was to separate the gold from the dust. You feel the tension now because the birthing is near. What once resisted you is losing its hold. The veil between the seen and unseen is thinning. God is not calling you to survive anymore. He is calling you to step forward into the assignment that has been waiting for you since before your birth. Can you feel it? The air is different. The weight in your chest is not fear, it is the gravity of destiny. You are crossing from preparation into activation. Heaven is whispering, it's time, not next month, not someday. Now, November 29th is the signal. This is why the warfare increased. The closer you get to the door, the louder the distractions become. But you must remember, pressure always intensifies before promotion. You are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being opposed because you are valuable. Darkness only fights what threatens it. So, lift your head. Chosen one, straighten your back. You are walking into the unveiling of everything hidden. The pain that once defined you will soon testify for you. The fire that once frightened you will now illuminate you. God has already gone before you. Your path is marked with light. Let go of the idea that you must have all the answers before you move. Faith is not about control, it's about surrender. Heaven has already built the bridge you fear to cross. Your obedience is what activates it. Each step you take in faith will cause the invisible to become visible. The world around you is about to witness what heaven has known all along. You were never ordinary. The storm was sent to reveal your foundation. The silence was meant to strengthen your hearing. You are about to see how every tear, every night of confusion, every unanswered prayer was shaping a warrior. When November 29th arrives, you will not just mark a date, you will mark a transformation. The version of you that doubted, hesitated, and feared will fade. In its place, a new strength will emerge, rooted in divine clarity, and unstoppable purpose. Take this message seriously. This is not motivation. This is a divine alert. Heaven has chosen you for this hour. So, act in faith. Like this message, if your spirit bears witness. Share it so that every hidden warrior who feels the pull of destiny can hear heaven's call. Comment 888 to seal your agreement with divine order, not as superstition, but as a prophetic declaration that you are aligned with heaven's timing. And subscribe if you know your spirit needs to stay connected to what God is unfolding in this season. You are standing on the edge of everything new. The countdown has already begun. November 29th is not coming to find you unprepared. It is coming to find you ready, purified, and positioned. When the day dawns, you will not wonder what changed. You will be the change. The stirring within you has grown stronger. It is no longer a whisper, it is a call. Something deep in your spirit knows that what is coming cannot be stopped. You can feel it in the silence, in the restlessness, even in the sudden waves of emotion that rise without reason. It is the movement of heaven preparing you for what your eyes have not yet seen. There are no coincidences at this level. The interruptions, the sudden endings, the people who faded from your circle, all of it is divine choreography. What once felt like loss was really relocation. Heaven has been shifting you from where you were tolerated to where you will be celebrated. You were never meant to remain hidden forever. The stirring is a sign that unveiling is near. It was proclaimed long ago in the scroll of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. This is the heartbeat of the moment you are living in. God's plan is not uncertain, even when yours feels like it has fallen apart. You are being guided by an invisible hand that has already seen the end from the beginning. Every confusion, every delay, every unanswered question is folding into a perfect design. You were never off course. You were being rerouted. There is a reason your heart feels both heavy and alive at the same time. The weight you carry is not defeat, it is expectancy. The Creator is stirring you because something new must be born through you. The world around you may see instability, but heaven sees alignment. What looks like a mess from the ground looks like order from above. You may not notice it yet, but your atmosphere has changed. Even your thoughts are shifting. Old desires are losing their pull. Familiar places feel smaller, and conversations that once entertained you now feel hollow. This is not depression, it is elevation. The Spirit is detaching you from distractions that can no longer coexist with your destiny. You are being purified for purpose. In this stirring season, God is not asking you to understand. He is asking you to trust. Understanding comes after obedience, not before it. You are being invited into a deeper kind of faith, the faith that walks when the path is foggy, the faith that moves when nothing feels certain. The future you long for requires a version of you that cannot be built through comfort. Notice how everything you used to chase is now chasing you differently. Opportunities are no longer the same. You sense that what once fit no longer feels right. That's not confusion, that's calibration. Heaven is aligning your frequency to match the vibration of your calling. The stirring is heaven's way of telling you that you're almost there. It is tempting to fill the silence, to run toward the next distraction, to make something happen on your own. But this is sacred ground. Resist the urge to move too quickly. The soil of your spirit is still soft from the last rain. Let the seeds God planted grow in quiet. Sometimes the most powerful movement is stillness. When the time comes, the shift will not be subtle. It will be sudden. Doors that resisted you for years will swing open effortlessly. Conversations that never happened will begin without you forcing them. You will not have to chase alignment. Alignment will locate you. The same spirit that stirred you is already stirring the atmosphere around you. Chosen one. Heaven has not forgotten the details. Even what feels delayed is still right on schedule. Every promise has its appointed hour, and every vision has its season to bloom. The stirring is simply the sound of roots breaking through the soil. What you prayed for is rising, quietly but powerfully. Do not let impatience steal your peace. This moment of hiddenness is not a punishment. It is a preparation chamber. Your faith is being trained to operate in a new dimension. Trust that even now, unseen forces are aligning to bring you into divine fulfillment. The stirring is proof of motion, the evidence of destiny at work. Heaven is not silent, it is busy. You may not see the blueprint, but you are walking inside it. The Spirit is whispering, "Stay steady. Keep your heart open. Do not interpret transition as loss. You are standing at the edge of revelation. And every tremor you feel is a sign that the new season is pressing through the veil. You have felt the shaking, the unseen resistance, the pressure that seems to come from nowhere. But this is not chaos, it is confirmation. The weight of hidden warfare has surrounded your life because heaven has identified you as a threat to darkness. Every battle, every silent night, every tear that never reached another ear has been evidence of your spiritual assignment. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you carry something that terrifies hell itself. From the ancient Song of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." That is the pattern of your story. You have walked through the night seasons when nothing made sense, when every prayer echoed back in silence, yet you endure it. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still fighting to believe, proves that darkness has already lost. It tried to break you, but it only built you. Every wound became wisdom. Every delay became discipline. You've been chosen not only to survive, but to see, to discern what most people ignore. That's why you could sense betrayal before it happened. That's why your spirit felt uneasy when others were comfortable. God sharpened your awareness so that you could walk through spiritual warfare without being blinded by it. What once confused you now confirms you. But warfare is never meant to destroy the chosen. It's meant to awaken the warrior within them. And that is what's happening right now. The pressure is calling you to rise. The tension is refining your focus. Heaven is training you for a victory that will not be private. It will be a testimony that silences every lie spoken against your name. This is the part of your journey when you realize that resistance is revelation. The enemy only shows up when you're nearing breakthrough. That's why it feels heavier lately. Why people are acting strangely. Why your emotions swing between peace and exhaustion. You are nearing the threshold of promise. The closer you get, the more spiritual gravity you feel. You are not losing control. You are gaining clarity. God is allowing the pressure to reveal who is truly for you and what no longer fits your calling. When warfare exposes, it is a gift. The conflict you face is uncovering character, both theirs and yours. Do not run from it. Stand in it. Stand firm in the identity that heaven has given you. You are the light that darkness cannot understand. You are the interruption to generational patterns that were never meant to continue. Every prayer you've prayed is breaking something in the unseen realm. You may not see the results yet, but hell feels it. There is something sacred about what you are carrying. It's why you couldn't quit even when you wanted to. It's why God let certain people walk away, because they couldn't handle the weight of your anointing. Your story is not about rejection, it's about redirection. You were moved from protection to purpose. This is your moment to realize that warfare is not a curse, it's confirmation of worth. When the pressure intensifies, it's heaven's way of saying, you are next. And though your night has felt long, morning is closer than you think. Every ounce of pain will soon translate into power. Every tear has watered a harvest that cannot fail. So breathe. Do not fear the battle. Embrace it. The same God who allowed the storm will use it to prove your strength. You will not drown here. You will walk on what tried to sink you. Now, before you move to the next word, take a second to affirm this truth aloud and in the comments. I still stand. Type it not for me, but for heaven to record your faith. Each time you declare those words, you remind both realms, heaven and hell, that you did not break under pressure. You endured. You believed. You stood. And those who stand, rise. You are a living prophecy, written by fire, refined by trial, and destined for glory. The warfare was never meant to bury you. It was meant to prove that you were built for this. The night is almost over, and your morning has already begun. You have walked through the kind of darkness that would have swallowed others, yet you still rise with fire in your eyes. That resilience is not human. It's divine proof that your spirit is unbreakable. Every scar tells a story of survival that will soon become someone else's reason to hope. You are not a victim of warfare. You are a witness that light always wins. Now, speak life over yourself again. Comment, I still stand. Say it with conviction, because when you declare those words, heaven recognizes your endurance and marks you as unshakable. Each letter becomes a shield, a testimony that the darkness failed to silence you. The separation you have been feeling is not rejection, it is divine redirection. When heaven begins to shift your season, it often begins by moving people, places, and patterns out of your reach. You have felt the sting of loss, the emptiness of silence, the strange isolation that makes no logical sense. But in truth, God has been protecting you from attachments that would have suffocated your next dimension. There are moments in destiny when God must close the door before he reveals what's behind it. It's mercy disguised as emptiness. You may have questioned, why did they leave? Why did that opportunity collapse right when it seemed ready to bloom? But now you are learning that divine timing often requires divine distance. Not everyone who walked with you was meant to walk into your fulfillment. Heaven once declared through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That light cannot fully rise when it is surrounded by the shadows of old connections. Every season of separation carries purpose. It's heaven's way of making sure that when your glory begins to shine, it isn't diluted by wrong alignments. God removes not to punish, but to preserve. The ache of separation is part of spiritual maturity. You are learning how to walk without leaning on the approval of others. You are discovering that peace does not come from the crowd, but from clarity. There was a time when you needed confirmation from others to believe what God said about you. That time is over. This separation is your graduation into spiritual adulthood. God is teaching you how to recognize when something no longer fits. Not because it is evil, but because it has expired. Every friendship, every routine, every dream has a divine expiration date. When the time comes, the Spirit begins to unsettle your comfort. What once inspired you now irritates you. What once felt right begins to feel heavy. It's not rebellion, it's revelation. Heaven is signaling that you have outgrown that level. This season requires silence more than explanation. You are not required to defend what God is doing in you. Let people misunderstand. Let them assume. Let them talk. Your assignment is not to convince them, it is to continue. The clarity they lack now, time will reveal later. Every misjudgment is temporary, but your calling is eternal. The distance you feel is holy ground. It's where the noise ends and the voice of God becomes undeniable. It's where distractions die and discernment comes alive. You are not being punished by isolation, you are being purified by it. Every prophet, every reformer, every chosen vessel went through a season of separation before divine elevation. You are walking a path that heaven's great ones once walked. There is power in letting go. You cannot carry old expectations into a new season and expect to see fresh glory. God is peeling away every layer that does not reflect His image in you. Yes, it hurts, but the pain is a sign of transformation. The butterfly must let go of the cocoon to fly. The seed must break to sprout. You must release what's comfortable to inherit what's divine. The emptiness you feel is not absence, it's preparation space. Heaven never subtracts without the intention to multiply later. When you lose something in obedience, what returns will carry weight, purity, and permanence. God removes temporary support so you can learn to lean entirely on His presence. You are not forgotten in this silence. You are being rebuilt. You are not cut off. You are being carved. Every piece that falls away is revealing the shape of destiny within you. The sculptor always removes what does not belong to the masterpiece. So, let the separation happen. Don't fight it. Don't chase what God dismissed. The ones who truly carry your future will find you in alignment, not in anxiety. Those meant to walk beside you will recognize the light in your eyes and match your stride. The wilderness you feel is not a void, it's a sanctuary. It's the place where heaven teaches you to walk by vision instead of sight, by faith instead of familiarity. When the time comes, you will look back and realize that the people who left were never losses, they were lessons. And when your light rises, you will thank God for every departure that made room for destiny. Every ending you faced was really an introduction to something greater. What left your hands cleared space for what heaven had been waiting to deliver all along. The silence between chapters is not emptiness, it is sacred breathing space. In that quiet, your spirit grows strong enough to hold what comes next. Fire refines gold, but it never destroys it. The flames you've walked through were never meant to consume you. They were meant to reveal what was pure all along. The refining fire is heaven's workshop. And you, chosen one, are the masterpiece being shaped. Every tear, every test, every closed door has been part of your purification. You may have wondered why things grew more intense the closer you got to breakthrough. That's because the refining stage burns away everything that cannot survive in the next level. Old habits, unhealed wounds, misplaced trust, all of it must melt before true glory can appear. The pain you felt was not punishment, it was process. In the sacred writings of Romans, chapter 8, verse 18, it is revealed, the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Then, you are living this truth now. The pressure you feel is the heat of heaven reshaping you for purpose. Just like a goldsmith never leaves the gold unattended in the fire, God has never left you in your trials. He has been watching closely, adjusting the flame, making sure it doesn't destroy you, only strengthen you. You have walked through disappointment. But notice this, you did not lose your light. You've endured betrayal, but your compassion didn't die. You've stood in storms that should have shattered you. Yet, you are still here stronger, wiser, and more radiant than before. That is what refinement looks like. The real treasure is not what you gain after the fire, but who you become inside it. Sometimes, heaven allows the heat to rise because the gold is ready to be shaped. That's what's happening to you. You are being molded for a purpose bigger than comfort. The moments that broke you open were actually preparing you to carry light to others who are still lost in darkness. The very pain you thought would end, you will soon become your anointing to heal others. When you look back on this season, you will see that the flames were not your enemy. They were your initiation. The refining fire exposed false foundations and purified your motives. It separated what was temporary from what is eternal. You are not being reduced, you are being revealed. And as this revelation unfolds, you are being invited to walk in gratitude. Gratitude is the gold that survives the fire. It turns what could have been bitterness into blessing. It transforms ashes into beauty, sorrow into song. Gratitude keeps your heart open to receive the miracles that follow refinement. Now, as we journey together, I ask something from your heart, not out of obligation, but out of shared purpose. If these words have touched your spirit, gently tap like, share this message like passing a candle to another traveler, and subscribe so the flame continues to spread. And if you ever feel led, purely led by love, not pressure, sow a seed. Make a small donation, not as payment, but as planting a spark into sacred soil. Picture it, your kindness becomes oil that keeps the lamp burning. A quiet ripple that lights unseen hearts in their own nights of trial. Every act, a share, a click, a prayer, or a gift is another ember added to this fire of hope. Nothing forced, nothing owed, only what flows freely from gratitude. Even the smallest spark of generosity is holy when born from sincerity. A single light can awaken 1,000 others. Somewhere, someone waiting in silence will see, because you helped keep this fire alive. So, breathe and smile. The worst is over. The fire did its work. You are gold, now unbreakable, untouchable, unmistakably chosen. And as you shine, others will find their way home through your light. Your story is not ending in ashes, it's rising as firelight. Keep your flame alive and let it burn with purpose. Heaven sees every spark. You have carried the weight of many seasons, yet your spirit never crumbled. Heaven has seen your endurance and marked it as worship. What burned you only clarified your glow. turning every scar into holy light. Let the embers of your faith become sparks for others. Somewhere, someone will walk out of darkness because your story lit their path. That is how heaven multiplies miracles through the flames we refuse to hide. Now lift your eyes. The smoke is clearing. The dawn is near. And what rises from your ashes will not fade again. You are fire reborn, glowing with divine purpose. There are moments in life when heaven releases a secret code, a number that carries divine rhythm, a symbol that vibrates through the spirit of those who can feel it. You are entering such a moment now. The sequence that echoes through this season is a sacred alignment, a reminder that the heavens still count your steps, your tears, your victories. Every detail has been seen, recorded, remembered. According to the revelation given to John, chapter 3, verse 8, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut. Now, this is your door, the one that cannot be closed by doubt, fear, or human opinion. For years you've stood in front of thresholds that refuse to open. You knocked until your knuckles bleed. You prayed until your voice broke. But heaven was waiting for the appointed moment, the code that would unlock everything. And that moment is here. The number 888 carries the vibration of new beginnings multiplied. A triple sign of resurrection and divine renewal. It represents the eternal loop of grace that never ends, the rhythm of heaven's mercy, repeating over your life again and again. So when you comment 888, you are not typing digits. You are declaring, I am aligned with divine renewal. It's a prophetic act, not a superstition. It's your spirit saying yes to the open door heaven has set before you. You've endured long nights of doubt and confusion, but now heaven is releasing clarity. What once felt random will soon reveal its purpose. Every rejection, every delay, every detour was a rehearsal for your revelation. The Spirit was teaching you to recognize heaven's timing, so that when the door opened, you would know how to walk through it with wisdom. This is why your heart feels lighter lately, even if your circumstances haven't changed yet. The invisible shift always happens before the visible breakthrough. You are standing in the between, the sacred pause between prophecy and manifestation. That tension you feel isn't pressure, it's alignment snapping into place. Look back for a moment. Every season you thought destroyed you was really refining you. Every unanswered prayer was protection. Every disappointment was a disguised direction. You were never moving in circles. You were moving in spirals, higher each time, even when it felt like repetition. Now, the pattern is complete. Heaven is about to reward your endurance. The open door is not just an opportunity, it's restoration. You're stepping into a space where effort turns into ease, where closed gates swing wide without struggle, where what you need begins to locate you without striving. When you comment 888, see it as your signature on heaven's contract. It's your declaration that you are ready for the new. You are saying, I will no longer fight what is leaving, and I will no longer fear what is coming. The new season doesn't demand perfection. It demands permission, your permission for heaven to do what it has planned all along. You've spent years preparing for a moment that will take minutes to manifest. That is the rhythm of God, long seasons of quiet, followed by sudden acceleration. You are about to experience divine speed, not rushed chaos, but holy flow. There's a sound in the spirit right now, the turning of locks, the creak of doors long sealed, The angels assigned to your promise are stepping into position. The timeline that once felt delayed is catching up to your faith. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not a feeling, it's a posture. Stand tall. Keep your heart soft. Stay open. Heaven is searching for vessels who will respond to alignment, not analysis. You are one of them. And when you type that number, when your fingers press 888, know this, it's not just communication, it's activation. The open door responds to faith, not fear. You are not entering by chance, you are entering by calling. So breathe deeply. The season of waiting is ending. The alignment has begun. The code has been revealed. Heaven has counted you among the ready. The door is open, and it bears your name. When you comment 888, you're not chasing luck, you're echoing heaven's rhythm. It's your way of saying, I trust the plan, even when I can't predict the path. Len, every number you type becomes a declaration of readiness. It's like lighting a torch in the unseen realm, signaling to heaven that your spirit is awake, your heart surrendered, your faith alive. So write it with intention. Whisper it as you type. Let 888 be your silent agreement that the old chapter is closed and the new one begins today. By divine design, there are moments when the heavens seem to pause, when it feels like time itself is holding its breath. This is the space of divine reversal. You have reached the turning point where everything that was stolen, delayed, or broken begins to move back toward you, not by force, but by divine decree. For so long, you have walked through contradictions. You have watched others prosper while you carried unseen burdens. You have prayed faithfully, yet doors seemed to close faster than they opened. You thought maybe you missed your timing. Maybe you misheard heaven's voice. But no, you were not behind. You were being positioned for a reversal so complete. It will silence every lie spoken against you. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And that proper time is not random, it's a divine appointment. Heaven has measured every tear, every act of faith, every silent decision to keep believing when it would have been easier to walk away. Now the scales are tipping in your favor. What felt wasted will return multiplied. What was broken will come back whole. You may not see it all at once. Reversals often begin quietly. A phone call that restores what was lost. A word that reopens an opportunity you thought was gone. A door you stopped knocking on, suddenly swinging wide. The divine doesn't rush. It orchestrates every event, every meeting. Every turn is part of heaven's choreography to bring balance to your story. There are seasons when God allows imbalance to expose motives, when He lets the weight lean heavily against you, so that only pure faith remains. You have endured that season. You stayed honest when dishonesty would have been easier. You stayed kind when anger would have made more sense. You gave when it felt like you had nothing left to give. That's why the reversal must come. Heaven owes you restoration, not because of merit, but because of mercy. Reversal is not revenge, it's redemption. It's not about proving others wrong, but proving that God was right all along. What's about to unfold will make you realize that you were never losing, you were learning. Every apparent setback was training you to steward the victory that's now approaching. You will notice subtle signs first. Peace where there used to be pressure. Confidence where there once was fear. The faces that once mocked you, suddenly turning silent. The same environment that drained you will begin to feed you. Heaven reverses, not just circumstances, but atmospheres. The beauty of divine reversal is that it doesn't just return what you lost, it transforms it. You won't receive back the same friendships, opportunities, or resources. You will receive upgraded versions. The new will carry wisdom, depth, and endurance that the old never had. God never gives back in the same condition. He always restores in overflow. But as the tide begins to turn, remember humility. Restoration is not a crown to flaunt. It's a responsibility to protect. You are being entrusted with visibility again, and heaven expects you to handle it differently this time. The fire refined you so that power would not corrupt you. This reversal season is not just for you, it's for those connected to you. When your tide rises, others will find their current shifting too. People you barely know will be blessed by the overflow of your obedience. That's how heaven works. One person's faith rewrites the atmosphere for many. Do not rush the process. The same hand that flipped your circumstances once will continue to guide the sequence. What's meant for you won't pass you by. And what was meant to harm you will be rewritten as your testimony soon. What was once a wound will become a weapon. You will speak from scars that shine, not bleed. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour was part of heaven's way of weaving redemption into your narrative. The story that once hurt to tell will one day heal others. The winds are changing. The tables are turning. Heaven has remembered your endurance, and the scales of time are shifting in your favor. The waiting that once exhausted you will soon make sense. You will see how every slow moment was mercy stretching time until your character could hold the promise without breaking under its weight. Reversal is here, not as thunder, but as sunrise. Yet, certain, unstoppable. You will awaken one morning and realize everything has changed. Yet it feels perfectly natural, as if heaven always intended it this way. There is a sacred silence that comes after warfare. It's not the silence of absence, but of divine focus, the calm that follows when heaven begins to speak again. You've noticed it lately. The noise that once filled your thoughts has quieted. The confusion has thinned. The ache has softened into something else. Stillness. That stillness is not emptiness, it is presence. You are standing in the space between struggle and instruction. After the shaking comes the whisper. After the fire comes the voice. God is speaking again. Not in thunder, but in the gentle rhythm of revelation. This is the season when He begins to interpret what you've survived. We are reminded in the words of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 26, "Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways." 1. These are the days when direction matters more than speed. Heaven is releasing fresh instruction, but only the quiet hearts will hear it. This is why you've felt disconnected from certain conversations, why you've lost interest in old distractions. God has been adjusting the volume of your surroundings so His voice could rise above the static. In this silence, something holy is forming. Your spirit is remembering what peace feels like. Not the temporary peace of everything going right, but the eternal peace that exists even when nothing makes sense. You are learning that peace isn't found in perfect circumstances, It's found in perfect trust. This new clarity isn't about receiving more words from heaven. It's about finally understanding the ones he already spoke. Sometimes God doesn't need to say something new. He just needs you to hear what you missed the first time. The whisper of God rarely repeats itself in noise. It returns in quiet, when your soul is still enough to receive the meaning. You've entered that quiet now. That's why familiar things no longer satisfy you. The Spirit has called you into depth, into the language of discernment. You will soon find yourself hearing God, not only through prayer, but through everything, through music, through creation, through divine interruptions that look ordinary to others. When heaven begins to speak again, it doesn't shout, it layers truth. You might not understand at first, but revelation will build like dawn, light spreading one ray at a time until the full picture emerges. This is how heaven teaches the chosen, through process, not pressure. Pay attention to your dreams, your sudden insights, your instincts that seem too sharp to be coincidence. The Spirit communicates in patterns. What repeats itself in your heart is not random. It's revelation, asking for recognition. God will begin to remind you of promises you forgot, not to tease you, but to prepare you for their fulfillment. Sometimes, instruction comes through disruption. You may lose something unexpectedly, or plans may shift without warning. Don't rush to label it loss. Heaven often redirects through interruption. The door that just closed might be the very silence God needed to create so you could finally hear His new command. You are not being punished for slowing down. You are being trained to move with precision. The next phase of your journey will require fewer words and stronger discernment. You won't always receive full explanations, sometimes just one phrase, one confirmation, one inner knowing that says, "This is the way, walk in it." Trust that inner voice. You've spent enough time doubting your intuition, thinking maybe it's just your thoughts, but the voice you keep hearing in stillness, the one that carries peace, not panic, that's heaven's frequency. Follow it. In this season, the silence is your sanctuary. Don't rush to fill it with noise. Don't confuse movement with progress. Let the quiet stretch long enough for your soul to reset. The same God who spoke the universe into being is still speaking, but now, He's speaking directly to you. You are learning to live not by reaction but by revelation. That is the mark of maturity. You are no longer chasing signs, you are becoming one. People will begin to sense something different when they're around you, a stillness, a calm authority. It's the residue of someone who has heard heaven and learned how to stay quiet enough to keep hearing. What comes next will require this level of awareness. You are stepping into divine instruction, where every word matters. Don't look for lightning bolts, look for patterns of peace. The guidance you seek will not come from outside you, it will rise within, whispered by the same Spirit that has been with you since the beginning. And when heaven speaks again, you won't just listen, you'll understand. There comes a time when silence is no longer enough, when the words that have been building inside you must finally be spoken. This is the hour when heaven invites you to command the atmosphere. You are not waiting for change anymore. You are speaking it into existence. The same Spirit that hovered over chaos in the beginning now hovers over your life, waiting for your agreement. As the prophet Joel declared, chapter 2, verse 28, "I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions." You, chosen one, are living in that prophecy. You carry the breath of creation within your words. Every sentence you speak in faith shifts something unseen. When you declare healing, heaven moves. When you command peace, storms obey. You are not begging God to act. You are partnering with Him through your voice. This is why your tongue has power. The enemy fears your words more than your strength, because your speech carries creative force. When you speak light, darkness retreats. When you release truth, deception loses its grip. That's why the battle for your peace often begins in your thoughts, because whoever controls your words controls your world. You have been quiet long enough. The days of letting circumstances dictate your atmosphere are over. It's time to open your mouth and speak what heaven says about you. Say it even when you don't see it yet. Say it when fear tries to silence you. Speak blessing into your home, strength into your future, and purpose into every part of your journey. Command the atmosphere, and you will feel the shift, not just around you, but within you. Words are seeds. The more you plant them, the more heaven multiplies them. Every declaration is a doorway. Each time you choose faith over frustration, you rewrite your environment. There is divine weight in your whisper. Even when you feel small, your sound carries authority because it's backed by heaven. The moment you speak with conviction, angels are released to execute what you declare. You have never spoken into emptiness. Heaven has always been listening. This is the reason you have endured so many attacks against your voice, not your physical voice, but your confidence to speak truth. The world tried to convince you that you were too much, too intense, too bold. But the truth is, you were born to disrupt darkness. You were never meant to blend in with silence. You were created to release sound. Right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath. Let the words inside you rise to the surface. What have you been afraid to declare? What vision have you buried under fear? Speak it again. The atmosphere is waiting for your agreement. When your spirit aligns with heaven's will, even your sigh becomes a prayer that moves mountains. You are not powerless. You are a prophet in disguise, carrying heaven's vocabulary inside a human frame. Speak life to the dead things. Speak peace to the chaos. Speak faith to your future. Your words create ripples that outlive the moment. They echo through dimensions you cannot see, shifting possibilities and rearranging outcomes. That's why silence is costly, because when you don't speak, something remains uncreated. You have the authority to give shape to destiny. So today, take back your voice. Speak with clarity. Speak with conviction. Speak as one who knows that heaven stands behind every syllable you release. Don't measure your words by their volume, measure them by their alignment. And now, as an act of faith and agreement, comment, "I speak life." Oh, do it not out of ritual, but out of revelation. Let those 3 words seal the truth in your spirit that from this day forward, you will use your voice as a weapon of light. Each time you write it, heaven hears it. The atmosphere records it, and darkness retreats one step further. You were never meant to stay silent. You were meant to speak and watch the world respond. When you comment, "I speak life," you're not just typing words, you're releasing sound into the unseen. It's your declaration that from now on, your voice builds, not breaks. Each letter you write becomes a vibration that tells heaven, "I choose creation over complaint. It's more than expression, it's activation, the moment your words begin shaping the future waiting to emerge. Type it with intention. Whisper it if you must. But mean it. Let it echo through your spirit. I speak life. Because what you speak now will soon become the atmosphere you live in. Truth always shines brighter after exposure. The great unmasking has begun not in the world around you first, but within you. The illusions that once felt safe are falling away. The masks you wore to survive are being peeled off gently by grace. And though this feels vulnerable, it is holy. You are seeing yourself clearly. Maybe for the first time, unfiltered, unperformed, unafraid. The ancient scroll of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 3, records this truth. Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. That's you. You are learning to shine without pretending, to glow without needing to prove anything. The light that heaven placed in you was never meant to hide behind performance or comparison. Every revelation you've faced lately, every truth that startled you, every layer that fell was heaven, uncovering your original design. You are being called into authenticity, and that calling can feel like exposure. Sometimes God doesn't remove masks by tearing them away. He lets the light get so bright that they simply melt off. And when they do, you'll realize the person you've been becoming under pressure is far more beautiful than the version you once tried to be. This unveiling is part of divine maturity. The Spirit is teaching you that real power comes from purity, not perfection. When truth becomes your atmosphere, deceit loses its grip. What once controlled you begins to dissolve. Your clarity returns. Your discernment sharpens, and your heart becomes weightless again. But as the mask falls, you may find that some people prefer the version of you that hid. Don't be surprised when certain relationships grow distant. Not everyone is comfortable with light this pure. Some were attached to your disguise, not your destiny. Let them fade with love, not bitterness. You cannot dim again just to make others comfortable in the dark. The great unmasking is heaven's mercy. It's not meant to embarrass you, it's meant to free you. It's the sacred moment when pretending ends and purpose begins. When you stop chasing validation and start resting in identity. When you realize you never needed to perform for the favor you already had. Now, as this revelation settles in your heart, I want to gently invite you, not out of obligation, but out of shared purpose, to help carry this message of light further. If this word has reached your spirit, take a moment to like it, not as reaction, but as reflection. Each click becomes a silent amen, a signal to the unseen that your heart agrees with the truth it carries. Share it the way one candle lights another, not out of duty, but out of compassion for those still searching in the dark. Maybe your simple act of sharing will be the spark that helps someone else remove their mask and see who they truly are. And if your heart feels stirred, subscribe, not as a follower of a page, but as a traveler choosing to stay close to the flame. Let every new message remind you that your journey is part of something bigger, a family of souls awakening together. Finally, if you ever feel led to donate, do it as you would plant a seed into fertile soil. Think of it as a quiet thank you whispered into the universe, a way to water the garden that feeds your own spirit. There is no pressure, no condition, no demand, only invitation. Each offering, large or small, is a candle placed on the altar of collective light. When you give, you're not paying for words, you're helping build bridges for them to reach others who still sit in silence. That's the beauty of generosity. It multiplies light without taking anything away from you. Whether you give through sharing, through prayer, or through a seed sown in gratitude, every gesture becomes a living echo of your authenticity. You're not forced, you're free. You choose because love always chooses. So as this section ends, breathe deeply. Feel the freedom of truth resting on your shoulders. You are uncovered, but not exposed. You are seen, but not shamed. You are standing under heaven's clear gaze, radiant in honesty, steady in purpose. The great unmasking isn't the end of you, it's the revelation of who you were always meant to be. Every truth you accept becomes another doorway to peace. The more you live uncovered, the more your light breathes freely, healing others simply by being itself. So, walk forward, unmasked and unafraid. Your honesty is your crown now, invisible yet radiant, forged in fire, worn with quiet authority that darkness can no longer imitate. Something has shifted in the unseen, a weight has lifted. Amantli, as descended. You may not have felt it in an instant, but slowly, steadily, you've begun to walk differently. The hesitation that once defined your steps is turning into confidence. The fear that used to whisper, "You can't," is now drowned out by a quiet certainty that says, "You were chosen for this." What you are feeling is the arrival of spiritual authority. It was written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 17. If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. You are that new creation. Everything about you has been redefined, your perception, your voice, your purpose. You are no longer responding to the world as a wounded survivor. You are beginning to move as a crowned ambassador of light. The mantle that rests on you now isn't something earned, it's something inherited. It carries the authority of alignment when heaven recognizes your obedience and releases power in proportion to it. This is why your awareness has deepened. You are noticing things others overlook. You sense shifts before they appear. Feel burdens that aren't your own. Discern truth, even when it's hidden beneath noise. That's the mantle at work, the mark of someone trusted by heaven to carry revelation. But with revelation always comes responsibility. The mantle is not given for decoration, it's for demonstration. It's not to elevate your image, but to amplify heaven's message through your life. You have been entrusted with influence not to collect followers, but to awaken faith. The words you speak now carry weight because they are backed by purity. What once felt like heavy warfare has turned into holy authority. You are no longer reacting, you are commanding. Still, this new power will test you. Authority without humility becomes arrogance, and heaven will never bless pride disguised as strength. That is why the Spirit continues to refine you. Even now, not to weaken you, but to anchor you. The deeper your roots, the higher your reach. The mantle will draw attention, but it will also demand integrity. Every choice from here on will echo louder than before, because you represent more than yourself now. The mark of the chosen is never comfort, it's accountability. You are being called to live differently, not from fear, but from awareness. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your words set tones. People who encounter you will feel conviction and peace at the same time. Some will misunderstand it. Others will be transformed by it. But you must remain steady either way. The mantle is not about being liked, it's about being faithful. You may notice an increase in spiritual sensitivity. Dreams will carry messages. Conversations will feel divinely timed. Encounters that seem ordinary will reveal divine patterns. Heaven is speaking to you through everything, through signs, through silence, through sudden knowing. The mantle sharpens your discernment until hearing God becomes as natural as breathing. But be careful, with greater sight comes greater solitude. You will sometimes walk paths others can't understand. And that's okay. The higher the calling, the narrower the road. You are not being isolated, you are being entrusted. The mantle rests best on shoulders that have learned to stand alone without losing compassion. Do not let the weight intimidate you. You were prepared for this long before you knew its name. Every struggle, every season of hiding, every night of prayer shaped the capacity now resting on you. You have been trained in secret for a public purpose. Heaven did not crown you for survival. It anointed you for leadership. Now, when you speak, the atmosphere will respond. When you pray, chains will break. When you walk into a room, peace will follow. That's what the mantle does. It makes the invisible kingdom visible through your obedience. Still, remember this truth. The mantle isn't what makes you chosen. Obedience is. The cloth of calling is woven from surrender, not superiority. The more you yield, the stronger the anointing flows. Keep your heart clean, your motives pure, your gaze steady. You have been entrusted with light for a dark generation. Your life will become a signpost pointing others back to truth. Some will resist your radiance, others will follow it home. Don't measure your impact by applause, measure it by transformation. The mantle upon you isn't fragile, it's forged. It won't fade with time or fear. Walk with it, not as a title to protect, but as a promise to fulfill. You carry something heaven waited ages to release the authority of a heart completely yielded. Wear it well. Completion has a sound quiet but certain, like the soft closing of a door that was never meant to stay open forever. You can feel it now, can't you? Something in the air has shifted. The cycle that once felt endless is finally folding into peace. Heaven is finishing what it started in you, bringing every scattered thread together into divine order. Heaven speaks through the psalmist in Psalms, chapter 126, verse 5. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. End quote. Every tear you've sown in silence has become a seed of transformation. Every time you chose faith over frustration, the soil of your soul grew fertile. The pain that once felt pointless has been growing fruit in the unseen. This is not just recovery. This is completion, the divine assurance that nothing was wasted. Completion doesn't mean everything becomes perfect. It means you have received what the journey was sent to teach. It means the weight has done its work, and now it can lift. It means you finally see that the detours were directions, the delays were divine pacing, and even the losses were forms of protection. You are standing in the hour marked by 333, a prophetic number that carries the vibration of alignment and divine harmony. It represents the full expression of the Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit, moving in unity, to complete what they began in you. When you comment 333, you are not just writing numbers, you are saying, Heaven, finish what you started in me. Each 3 echoes a part of divine balance, creation, redemption, and resurrection. Together, they form a symbol of total agreement between heaven and earth. When you type 333, you are aligning with that agreement, stepping into completion, not through effort, but through surrender. It is a statement of faith that says, I trust the process, I honor the closure, and I receive renewal. This season of your life is closing beautifully. The unfinished business in your soul, the questions, the regrets, the what-ifs are being answered through peace rather than explanation. What you once begged God to fix, He is now finishing quietly in His own perfect rhythm. You don't need to fight for it anymore. You just need to rest and receive. Completion brings clarity. It replaces striving with serenity. It's the sigh after a long climb when you realize you've finally reached the view. You will notice it in small ways. First, conversations that no longer drain you, memories that no longer sting, dreams that begin to unfold naturally. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The heavens are closing the chapter with care. So when you comment 333, do it as an act of alignment. It's not a superstition or a ritual. It's a declaration that you understand heaven's language. You're saying, I see the pattern now. I accept the peace. I trust the closure. That simple act tells the spiritual realm that your heart has stopped clinging to the unfinished and started welcoming the complete. Completion doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. The same memories that once hurt will become healing stories in your mouth. The same road that once felt lonely will become your testimony of perseverance. The same lessons that broke you open will be the light you carry for others. This is the beauty of 333. It doesn't just end things, it perfects them. It's heaven's signature at the bottom of your story, saying, all is well, all is whole, all is done. It is divine symmetry, the rhythm of God's hand completing His masterpiece in you. You are not standing at the edge of loss anymore. You are standing at the gateway of fulfillment. The heavy season is behind you, and the horizon is clear. Take this moment, breathe deeply, and let your spirit whisper gratitude. Now, type it once, slowly and intentionally. 333. Let it be your final agreement with heaven, your way of saying, I release what's finished. I welcome what's next. I stand complete. Then, when you comment 333, you are not chasing signs, you are aligning with the divine pattern. It's your declaration that heaven's order has found harmony within your heart. Each 3 represents unity, Father, Son, and Spirit working together to bring you into completion. When you type it, you are saying, I am no longer divided within myself, I am whole. Then, let it be intentional, let it be peaceful. Write 333 as your seal of surrender, your quiet yes to the finished work of heaven. The moment you release it, the old cycle ends, and divine alignment begins. There is a stirring across the earth, a quiet awakening, subtle yet unstoppable. Those who once felt isolated in their faith are beginning to feel a pull, a sense of recognition that whispers, You are not alone. This is the gathering of the chosen. The moment when scattered lights begin to find each other, as declared in the first book of Peter, chapter 2, verse 9, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. And for years, it felt as if you were walking a solitary road, misunderstood, even out of place. Your thoughts were deeper than most, your compassion heavier, your sense of purpose louder than comfort allowed. You tried to explain it, but how could you? The language of destiny isn't easily understood by those not yet awakened to their own. Yet, the time of isolation was never punishment. It was preparation for connection, divine connection. The gathering of the chosen is not about numbers, it's about resonance. When one light finds another, their glow multiplies across cities, nations, and timelines. Hearts that have walked through similar fires are beginning to vibrate with the same frequency of faith. They might never meet in person, yet their spirits recognize each other instantly. This is not community as the world defines it. It's communion, souls in sync under one calling. Something happens when the chosen begin to gather. The atmosphere shifts. Hope expands. The sound of courage grows louder than the voice of fear. When one rises, others remember that they can too. When one speaks, others feel their own voices returning. The unity of the chosen isn't built on agreement, but on alignment, each carrying a different flame of the same fire. You may have already sensed it. Strangers who suddenly feel familiar. Encounters that seem more than coincidence. Conversations that stir your spirit instead of draining it. These are divine appointments. Heaven is connecting threads that were once scattered across the earth, weaving them into a tapestry of light. You are a thread in that masterpiece, and every encounter matters. This gathering is not about a movement led by man, but about a moment orchestrated by God. It's the fulfillment of ancient promise that in the last days, those marked by His presence would rise, not for fame, not for glory, but for unity. You are part of that rising. Do not mistake the gathering for comfort. It's a call to purpose. When the chosen unite, they do not come together to hide from darkness. They come to confront it. Light multiplies not to shine prettier, but to push boundaries further. The enemy fears this unity because a scattered flame can be contained, but a gathered fire cannot. You've spent years refining your flame in private. The time of isolation taught you endurance. Now, you are being positioned among others who carry different strengths, intercessors, healers, dreamers, leaders, artists, prophets. Each flame burns uniquely, yet all reflect the same source. Together, they form a constellation that no darkness can swallow. Still, unity will test you. It will ask for humility, for listening, for forgiveness. It will ask you to lay down ego so that purpose can rise higher. Heaven's army doesn't march in competition, it moves in harmony. The gathering of the chosen requires maturity, the ability to see beyond differences and recognize divine assignment in each other. When you meet another chosen soul, honor their fire, even if it burns differently from yours. Don't compare intensity. Celebrate consistency. Each one carries a portion of heaven's heart that the world desperately needs. When you honor another's light, yours shines brighter. This gathering will continue to unfold quietly at first, through messages, moments, and movements that seem ordinary. But soon it will accelerate. The world will feel it, the subtle shift of compassion returning, the rise of truth through unlikely voices, the strength of faith that refuses to fade. It won't have a single leader, because the true leader is unseen. The Spirit Himself is the conductor of this symphony. You are part of something bigger than your imagination. Heaven is aligning hearts across nations, generations, and callings. Some carry the words, some the songs, some the strategies, some the intercession. Together, they form one body, one breath of light against the world's growing shadow. So, stay open. Listen for familiar frequencies. When your spirit leaps at another's words, pay attention. It's not coincidence, it's connection. You are finding your tribe, not through effort, but through destiny. The gathering has already begun, and you are right on time. Before every major move of God, there comes a final moment of warning, not out of wrath, but out of mercy. Heaven pauses. The air thickens, and time seems to slow, as if creation itself is holding its breath. This is that moment. The final warning is not meant to terrify you. It's meant to awaken you. It's heaven's last whisper before acceleration. A final invitation to choose alignment over hesitation, from the voice of wisdom in Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. And you've been feeling it, the tension between waiting and moving, between comfort and calling. There's a restlessness in your spirit that won't let you settle. That's not anxiety, it's divine urgency. The Spirit is calling you out of delay. Heaven has been patient, but patience always has purpose. When grace stretches too long, it risks being mistaken for permission. And that is why heaven is speaking again clear, direct, undeniable. The final warning is love in its sharpest form. It is mercy that refuses to let you drift into mediocrity. It's the reminder that every opportunity has an expiration date, and every act of disobedience carries a consequence, not as punishment, but as a natural response to spiritual laws. The same way light exposes shadows, truth reveals consequences. You can feel it pressing against your soul. This is the hour to act. Heaven is not angry with you. Heaven is waiting on you. Every delay in obedience delays the people you are meant to reach, the lives tied to your assignment. You have no idea how many destinies are waiting for your yes. You may see yourself as small, but in the spiritual realm, your obedience carries weight. The earth shifts when you move in alignment. This is why the silence of God sometimes feels heavy, because His next instruction depends on your last obedience. He will not reveal new directions while you're still wrestling with old ones. The warning is not that you'll be punished if you don't act, but that you'll miss the timing designed for your favor. Not every door stays open forever. Some are portals that close when seasons change. Heaven has been generous with signs, repeated dreams, divine nudges, confirmations from unexpected voices. You've noticed them. You've even felt conviction tugging at your heart during quiet moments. These are not coincidences, they are heaven's countdown. When heaven issues a warning, it's not to intimidate, but to protect. The Spirit is saying, move now, forgive now, Obey now. Build now. And sometimes the greatest danger isn't rebellion, it's hesitation. Hesitation disguised as caution can kill destiny faster than sin ever could. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you if he can simply distract you until time runs out. The final warning comes to break that paralysis, to awaken your faith, not your fear. Mercy is still open. Grace is still abundant. But grace is never a substitute for obedience. It's the bridge that carries you back to the path when you've strayed, not a hammock to rest in forever. The Spirit is saying, "You have lingered long enough on this mountain. It's time to move." You may not feel ready, but readiness is born in response, not in waiting. The first step always feels uncertain until your feet touch the ground of obedience. Then, suddenly, everything aligns, provision appears, clarity returns. Peace replace précieux. Heaven's power always follows heaven's instruction. This is your moment to decide, to release what God has already marked complete, to forgive what can no longer grow with you, to act on the vision that's been burning in your chest. The window is open now, but it will not remain open indefinitely. The final warning is not about fear of loss. It's about the urgency of purpose. It's heaven's way of saying, you are closer to breakthrough than you realize. But the next step depends on your courage. When you respond, heaven responds. When you delay, heaven waits. But every moment of hesitation costs something: an opportunity, a connection, a revelation that won't come twice. That's why this moment matters so much. Don't overthink it. Just obey. God never asks for perfection. He asks for movement. The path becomes clear once your feet begin to walk it. If you could see what's waiting on the other side of obedience, you'd stop hesitating today. The very thing you've been praying for is standing behind the wall of your own delay. And heaven, in love, is warning you. The window is closing, but not to harm you, to help you move. The final warning is not the sound of threat. It's the sound of mercy, reminding you that grace still reaches, but purpose still requires response. Choose movement. Choose trust. Choose obedience now. There comes a moment when heaven stops whispering and begins to sing through your life. This is that moment, the rising after the refining, the calm after the warning, the call after the waiting. The Spirit is saying, rise, not with pride, but with purpose, not for applause, but for alignment. You have walked through fire, silence, separation, and revelation. Now the call is simple. Stand in what you've become. The Spirit reminds us through the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 11. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. You are standing in that overcoming. Every scar on your spirit is proof that grace works. You have been tested in faith, crushed by delay, refined by loss, and yet, here you are, still breathing, still believing, still burning with purpose. This is what victory looks like before it's visible. It's not about shouting from mountaintops, it's about standing quietly on holy ground, knowing heaven is watching you rise. When God calls you to rise, He doesn't lift you for visibility, He lifts you for responsibility. He is positioning your light where others can find their way through it. You are no longer meant to hide in humility that borders on fear. Your silence was sacred for a season, but now your voice is needed. So, step forward, not as someone desperate to be seen, but as someone entrusted to shine. You are the living proof that endurance produces glory. Every step you take in faith becomes a ripple that reaches someone else's midnight. That's how heaven multiplies light through those who rise. Now, as your story expands beyond these words, I ask something gentle of your heart. If this message resonates with your spirit, press like, not to decorate a post, but to light a candle. Each gesture of agreement becomes a tiny flame that says to the universe, I receive this truth. Share it only if it feels alive inside you, like passing a spark from your torch to another traveler. Somewhere, someone may be wandering in the same valley you've just walked through. Your single act of sharing could become their sign of hope. And if something inside you stirs as you read, leave a comment, not out of habit, but as a living echo. Write a few words that feel like sunlight, a thought, a thank you, a prayer. Every word you offer becomes a seed of connection, proof that light still travels from heart to heart. And if your heart feels stirred, subscribe not as a follower of words, but as a keeper of fire. Subscribing is like choosing to stay near a campfire where warmth never runs out. Every message that follows is another ember of faith, ready to meet you when the world feels cold again. Finally, if your heart ever feels led to donate, let it be your choice, your quiet act of gratitude. Think of it not as giving away something, but as planting light. Each offering, no matter the size, is like pouring oil into a lamp fuel that keeps the flame alive for someone else's night. You are not paying for words, you are participating in illumination. Every act a click, a share, a prayer, a comment, or a gift is another whisper of faith that travels further than you can see. That's the beauty of spiritual generosity. It's never demanded, always discovered. True giving isn't measured by what leaves your hand, but by what expands your heart. You are part of a divine rhythm, a movement of awakened hearts remembering their purpose. The time for hiding is over. The world doesn't need perfection, it needs authenticity. Rise not to perform, but to embody what heaven has done in you. Rise to remind the weary that survival is sacred and revival is real. There will be days when your courage trembles, when fear tries to whisper louder than faith. In those moments, remember this: rising isn't about confidence, it's about conviction. Even if your voice shakes, speak. Even if your hands tremble, lift them. Even if your heart questions, trust again. Rising isn't one grand act, it's 1,000 quiet choices to stand. So, rise, and let your rising be contagious. Let others see through your resilience that surrender doesn't make you weak, it makes you weightless. Every time you get up, the earth remembers who it belongs to, those who refuse to stay down. You have overcome not because you were fearless, but because you were faithful. Now heaven invites you to stand as proof that grace still works, hope still heals, and light still wins. Rise, chosen one. Rise and carry the torch forward. Somewhere out there, a soul in darkness is waiting to see your flame. You have felt the build-up for weeks, perhaps months, a growing intensity in your spirit. As if heaven itself were drawing near, the air feels charged, the silence alive, the unseen closer than ever before. This is the moment the prophecies have been leading you toward. The unveiling of November 29th is not merely an event on the calendar, it is an awakening written into eternity. The time has come for convergence, for every hidden promise to take form. As written by the prophet Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it linger. Wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." You have been living in that waiting, walking through the valley between promise and manifestation, but the wait has not been wasted. Every delay has built endurance. Every silence has deepened your hearing. Heaven was not withholding, it was preparing. You were not forgotten, you were fortified. The unveiling is not something coming to you, it is something rising through you. November 29th has been whispered in your spirit for a reason. It is not about a single day, but about divine synchronization, the moment when your faith, your endurance, and heaven's timing intersect perfectly. What once felt scattered will align in a single breath. What once resisted will suddenly release. The pieces of your journey will fit together like constellations, forming a design only visible from above. You may not see lightning or hear trumpets, but your soul will recognize the shift instantly. Peace will enter the room like a quiet guest. The heaviness will lift, as if unseen hands have removed a cloak from your shoulders. The rhythm of your days will begin to change. Doors will open naturally, and the right people will appear without your chasing them. The divine does not arrive with noise. It unfolds with precision. This unveiling will not make you someone new. It will reveal who you already are. Everything that was hidden by pain, fear, or confusion will emerge refined and radiant. You are stepping into clarity, the kind that silences doubts and strengthens resolve. Heaven is not giving you a new identity. It is reminding you of the one you've always carried. You will notice it in your thoughts. First, a calm certainty, replacing the old cycles of worry. Then, in your speech, words that once trembled will begin to carry authority. Finally, in your presence, people will feel peace simply because you walked into the room. That's what happens when heaven unveils a vessel it has prepared. The light doesn't shout, it simply shines. You may feel a quiet sadness as the unveiling begins. That's natural. You are leaving behind the version of yourself that only knew survival. Gratitude and grief often walk hand in hand when transformation arrives. Don't resist that mixture of emotions. It's proof that you're human, but healed. You can honor who you were without returning to it. The unveiling of November 29th will also expose truth in your surroundings. Hidden intentions will surface. False alignments will dissolve. And everything not rooted in light will lose its grip. Don't fear the exposure. It's protection. Heaven never reveals to embarrass. It reveals to preserve. The clarity coming to you now will not just guide your next steps, it will guard your peace. You are being positioned for visibility, but not for vanity. The world will begin to notice what heaven has long known about you. Some will admire it. Others will misunderstand it. Both are confirmations of calling. Remember, light does not compete with darkness. It simply reveals it. As this day draws near, stay grounded. Don't chase signs, become one. Don't seek validation, embody truth. November 29th is not about spectacle, it's about surrender. Heaven is aligning you with destiny, not performance. The unveiling is quiet, sacred, and irreversible. When the day arrives, it won't feel like thunder, it will feel like alignment. You'll realize that the waiting The warfare, the warnings, and the whispers were all part of a single rhythm leading to this very moment. The heavens and your heart will finally be in sync, and when the light breaks through, whether it's through opportunity, revelation, or inner release, you will know this was it. The shift you prayed for, the moment everything made sense. This is the unveiling of November 29th, not a change of circumstance, but a revelation of certainty. Heaven has turned the page, and your name is written in the margin of destiny. And when you wake that morning, you will feel it, not thunder, not fire, but peace so profound it hums through your bones. Heaven's quiet confirmation. It is done. Everything changes after unveiling. The air feels different, lighter, clearer, as if the unseen world has exhaled at last. You have crossed through the threshold that heaven marked long ago. The uncertainty that once clouded your heart has given way to calm. This is not the same silence that once confused you. It's the stillness of completion. You have stepped into divine rhythm, the eternal shift where faith becomes sight. The voice of Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 21, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." These words now belong to you. They echo quietly through your spirit, confirming what heaven already knows. You made it. You endured when giving up seemed easier. You trusted when proof was nowhere in sight. You kept showing up, not out of strength, but out of surrender. And in that surrender, heaven found its vessel. You may not feel the magnitude of what has shifted yet. Divine transitions rarely announce themselves in loud gestures. Instead, they hum through your days softly, a peace that lingers longer than worry, a confidence that moves without explanation. It's subtle but undeniable. Heaven has rewritten the atmosphere around you. This is the eternal shift, not just a change of season, but of identity. You are no longer striving toward promise. You are walking inside it. What used to intimidate you now recognizes your authority. The shadows that haunted you no longer hold permission to speak. You have become what you once prayed for, not because you achieved it, but because you allowed God to shape it in you. Look around you. Nothing seems dramatically different, yet everything is new. That's how heaven works. The external world may look the same, but the lens through which you see it has been cleansed. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding to divine design. Every breath now feels intentional. Every step carries echo. Every word bears weight. The eternal shift is not a single moment, but a way of being. It's when heaven's peace becomes your baseline, not your reward. It's when gratitude flows naturally, even in uncertainty. Because you've seen the faithfulness of God too clearly to doubt again. You no longer chase signs, you live as one. Those who encounter you from now on will sense the difference. They may not understand it, but they will feel it, the quiet steadiness of someone anchored beyond circumstance. You won't need to prove who you are. The atmosphere will testify for you. That is what it means to be crowned in spirit. Every battle you fought was building this moment. Every delay was divine timing disguised. You thought heaven was silent, but heaven was strategizing. The weight that once pressed against you was the gravity of destiny preparing to launch you forward. Now, everything you carry, your scars, your wisdom, your tenderness has been sanctified for purpose. You are no longer the one searching for signs. You are the sign. You are heaven's evidence that endurance ends in glory. The fire didn't consume you. It clarified you. The storms didn't drown you. They taught you to breathe underwater. The darkness didn't destroy you. It introduced you to your own light. Now you stand as proof that transformation is real. Not the kind that erases your past, but the kind that redeems it. You will never see hardship the same way again, because you've learned that pain is just prophecy, in disguise the birthplace of revelation. The eternal shift also means your timeline has aligned with heaven's. You no longer run late or early, you move in sync. The people meant for you will arrive effortlessly. The opportunities assigned to you will recognize your presence. The peace that seemed temporary will become your atmosphere. This is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of living it fully awake. The veil is gone. The striving has ceased. You are no longer praying for the promise. You are standing in its fulfillment. So breathe deeply. Feel the rhythm of heaven pulsing within you. This peace is not a pause, it's permanence. You have entered the eternal now, where purpose and presence merge into one. You are the reflection of divine completion, walking proof that faith was never wasted. Obedience was never overlooked, and surrender was never in vain. The shift is done, the circle complete, the light unbroken. Everything has changed. And yet you, the truest, you have finally come home to yourself. The heavens stand still for a moment, honoring your becoming. You are no longer chasing destiny, you are living inside it. The journey didn't end here, it transformed into eternity's gentle beginning. And now, we have reached the quiet edge of everything this journey was meant to reveal. You've walked through fire, silence, unveiling, and awakening, and through it all, your spirit remained unbroken. This was never just a message, it was a mirror, a reminder of who you've always been beneath the noise. If these words have met you where your soul needed light, press like. Let it be more than a reaction. Let it be a silent amen. A candle lifted to the heavens, saying, I am still here, and I understand. Oh, if your heart feels stirred, share this message as an act of kindness. You never know whose night it might brighten. Think of it as passing a lantern along a dark road, a gentle offering that says, you are not alone. Oh, if you wish to stay close to this fire, subscribe, not out of habit, but as a choice to remain near warmth, to return when the world feels heavy. Each word that follows will be another spark waiting to meet you where you are. And if gratitude moves within you, donate only if it feels sacred, not as an exchange, but as planting a seed into light. Every contribution, large or small, keeps the flame alive, ensuring that more hearts will find their way home through these words. Finally, leave a comment. Say what the journey has awakened in you. It could be a single sentence, a whisper, a vow. Every word you offer becomes a living thread in this tapestry of light, proof that somewhere, someone read, felt, and believed again. The script ends here, but the story continues in you.